Hey, we're back again with the American Sumo Companion. I'm Kevin, and I'm here with Garrett and Angus, and we're going to take you and we're going to give you more information so that you can fully enjoy sumo wrestling. Here we go.
Hooray!
Where are we taking these people?
Okay, folks, it's been an exciting time at this tournament that's been going on the past week and a half, right? I lied. If this is your first sumo tournament, they're usually much more exciting. But no, we've had a few people drop out, We've had one of the really, highest ranking sumo wrestlers drop out on the first day, and then we had the guy we told you to watch out for because he might rank back up, Tochinoshin. Yeah, he dropped out too because he broke his wrist. And so it's been kind of an interesting.
So how did he break his wrist?
Oh, good question, Garrett.
Thanks. That's literally all I'm here for.
So I assume this is what happened. It could be that he, hit somebody funny. But also, Angus, confirm for me. Is that right? He broke his wrist. That's why he's out. Or was it an ankle or a knee?
Yeah, so I don't know if he broke it or if it was just a fracture, but he can't push with it anymore.
Oh.
But when I think it was day 4, he landed on top of the guy he won against, and then he landed on his hands and on top of the guy, and then after when he walked off the dohyo, there was a shot of him holding his wrist.
Oh.
So probably when he fell down, something happened.
So the dohyo, for you listeners at home, is the ring, and there's a little platform that the ring is on, and maybe a couple of feet after the edge of the ring, there's a 3-foot drop, which can cause a lot of problems if you're 400 pounds. Like a lot of these guys are.
I honestly get a little bit nervous for the people sitting on the front row because if I had a 400 plus individual hurtling at me at the speed that these men move, I would be afraid of dying. But it looks like these guys.
But that's what they go for. They pay hundreds of dollars to sit there for the chance of having a 400-pound man land on them. That's what they're there for.
I admire their courage. I think it's amazing, and I can see that if this is your favorite sport, why you would do that. It's like why someone wants to grab a hat thrown by a baseball player or something like that. A little bit less dangerous, but ultimately, I think in the same field of thinking.
Look, one day I am going to go to Japan and I am going to watch a sumo tournament and I'm going to get landed on by a sumo wrestler and it's going to be the greatest day of my life.
And then
it's
I will
a bucket list item for sure.
What's that?
It's a bucket list item for sure.
I mean, put it at the end of your bucket list.
Yeah. We'll chalk it up to catching a foul ball. Right? Same thing. Right? You could get hurt by that.
That's true. That's true. You could get clobbered in the entire body with that foul ball.
Or in the noggin and, get a concussion.
Right.
Or it'll break your car. I'll tell you what, your car will never get broken by a sumo wrestler falling out of the ring. Because your car won't be there.
That's true. It would be a strange world in which that would happen. But that means Toshinoshin's out for the rest of the tournament because he broke his wrist.
Yeah, right when things were turning around for him, which was a big bummer.
It was a big bummer.
I was super excited when he won that round. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, he can make it back to Ozeki. He can do this.
And it was a good win, too. I was like, wow, he's back.
Dang it. Yeah, he's not back. He's out. So, Angus, you said that you were slightly disappointed by this month's tournament. Why exactly is that?
Well, I feel like there haven't been as many exciting matches. There are like a couple or a handful of exciting matches every day. Like, for example, Enho, his matches pretty much every day, are super exciting to watch.
That's just kind of an
But
intrinsic
other than
thing.
that, there's not been like wrestlers that have consistently been exciting to watch in my mind. And that's, like you were saying, mostly due to the higher ranked wrestlers being out with injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's been kind of a dud for me. I still watch it every day, just for those couple of matches that are exciting. But yeah, so that's why I think it's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
How are our wrestlers who are our Okozunas that are looking to move further up, win another tournament? How are we doing there?
Nice use of the word Yokozuna, Garrett.
I messed it up. Yokozuna. I said Oko, not Yoko.
Yeah.
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna
My bad.
being the, the highest rank. Well, there's only one, and he's been doing a great job. He really has been a step above everybody else, as Angus was telling me earlier. But it really is fun to watch him. I mean, sometimes the matches aren't as exciting, but it's fun to see him win over and over again. He's only lost
You definitely see like the skill he has, and you can tell he's a level above the rest.
Yeah, that's one thing that I started to pick up on this tournament, was just like, oh, like these are not flukes. He knows exactly what the other guy is trying to do, and he knows exactly what to do to beat him, and then he does it.
Yeah, and this is why he's the greatest of all time.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he the greatest of all time? Like the greatest Yokozuna there ever was?
Yeah, he has the most tournament wins ever.
Wow.
He has, I think, either 41 or 42. I can't remember if he will move up to 42 at this one, or if he already has 42. So he's won, over 40 tournaments, and nobody else has ever gotten that many.
Wow. So, yeah, again, winning a tournament is getting more wins than anybody else in the tournament. And this is out of 42 wrestlers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he's the best. He truly is a Rikishi. Or Rikishi? What was that, Angus? How do you say it?
Yeah. Rikishi.
Rikishi. Yeah, so that word is actually the sumo word of the day.
Solid segue.
Way to slide it in there.
No. Rikishi is it's the word we use for a professional sumo wrestler. And technically speaking, the characters that make up the word Rikishi is they're made up of two characters, one being like warrior and the other being gentleman. It's like
I would disagree with that.
Oh, really?
I think it just means strong man.
Strong man. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because Riki is the symbol for strength, and she is, like you were saying, gentleman.
Okay.
Whereas I would say muscular fellow, but then again, I don't know anything.
No, yeah. So the important part is there though is they're a gentleman of strength, right? It's the reason I chose this for the word of the day is because I wanted to highlight that these guys aren't brutes. The Sumo Association holds them to a certain standard of behavior, and it's an interesting thing. Angus, do you have any more to add about that?
The Sumo Association, yeah, sometimes it kind of seems ridiculous, the standards they hold them up to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I think it's cool that there is a standard that these professionals are expected to live up to.
Do you have any examples?
I don't think. For example, just recently, I think just before this tournament started, one of the wrestlers, Abi, who is a komusubi,
right?
He was in an Instagram scandal
where
he and a friend who's also another Rikishi, and his brother. They were just like screwing around, like pretending to tie up another Rikishi. And then like he made a video of it and then posted it on Instagram. And I didn't see the video because it got taken off Instagram. But from what I read, it seemed like, you could tell they were joking, but it was inappropriate. Like a Rikishi shouldn't tie up another guy,
right,
and like hit him.
Yeah, because with great strength
so the
comes.
Sumo Association like approached that and like gave all of them a warning, and I don't know what else they did. He wasn't suspended. Abi wasn't suspended because he's still in the tournament. But I don't agree with how the association handles things, because I don't think it's effective. But it is cool that they're supposed to live up to a standard.
Yeah, that's really fun. It's like it just sounds like the kind of thing you would do in like a college dorm, like your freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like hazing that at least used to go on. I don't know if it still goes on.
It gets stamped out by the Sumo Association.
Yeah, and it would get sketchy.
I think that would be way more effective in colleges all over the world. Better watch out. The Sumo Association's going to find out. No, Timmy, I can't go to your frat party. The Sumo Association will find out.
And they'll send sumos after me. No, that's not how it works.
It would be
a couple of years ago, probably about 10 years ago, there was a Yokozuna who was told to step down because he hit another Rikishi on a night out.
Wow.
Like they got in a fight, and then
Oh man.
so like the Sumo Association told him like, hey, you can't be an active Yokozuna anymore. You have to retire.
Oof.
And he was really good.
Yeah.
I was sad that he had to resign or retire.
That's a shame. Of course, he wasn't the best of all time, so we're not really worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hakuho. One of the two current Yokozuna. And once more, because sometimes learning new words is hard, Yokozuna is the highest ranking you can get as a sumo wrestler. Or what's the word of the day, Garrett?
Rikishi.
Close enough.
Rikishi.
No, that's about how I say it, so you're good. Rikishi? Yeah, okay. You don't have to confirm or deny that. I guess that's okay. Actually, I was going to talk about this fun sumo fact later, but it seems more relevant now after talking about Abi and his little prank he did there. Sumo wrestlers, they train at something called, well, most often they translate it to English as they call it like a stable, but it's more like it's like the dojo or like the agency or like the gym that they train at, but it's a little bit more intensive. They don't sleep in the stables, do they? It's not like a boarding school.
I know I know the
Wait, maybe they do.
The hierarchy within a stable is like kind of like a family.
Yeah.
There's the stable master, who is in charge of training all the Rikishi that are in the stable.
Uh-huh.
And then the younger Rikishi who are in the stable are supposed to like look up to the more senior members,
Right.
Who are in it, things like that.
So when a Rikishi starts training at a specific stable, or heya is what they call them, when they first join, they'll use like their own surname and like their own family name as their ring name. But as they get better and as they train more, and I guess probably as their brand of sumo and style starts to show, they change their name or their wrestling name, like their ring name, or they call it a shikona, to kind of reflect more who they are as a wrestler. For example, you were talking about Abi, right?
Yeah.
Abi is a straight up just like a many-armed fire demon. Like,
Nice. That's really fit for him.
yeah, because Abi he's got these long arms that he really uses really well. So that's a really fun thing about him. But so these sumo wrestlers' names, like Abi is kind of a special case, but a lot of them are just their ring names or their shikona, or they're just cool things. Like Hakuho means white phoenix,
Yep.
and that's just a really cool thing. So you got white phoenix and like lightning dragon and a bunch of these cool names. And then there are some other ones that probably sound really cool in Japanese, don't translate well to English, like morning zither, which
That sounds beautiful.
yeah, it does. But it's no lightning dragon.
What if the lightning dragon enjoys a morning zither?
No, he probably does. Because I like to look up what their shikona means when I'm watching a match, or like when they're getting ready to wrestle, and it's fun to look at that. So there's your fun sumo fact, is that the sumo the rikishi's ring names or shikona are actually like cool names. Like it's not just like Dave or Kevin.
Well, like Dave and Kevin have meanings.
Well, they do.
You just
I
don't
guess
know
that's
what they
true.
mean.
Well, Kevin means
You
strong.
were saying,
So I guess that works. I guess I could keep my name.
My name means
you were saying that sometimes a rikishi's name will change over the course of their career.
Mm-hmm.
The yokozuna that was told to retire by the Sumo Association that I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
he changed his name when he became an ozeki.
Okay.
And that's the only time I've ever seen a rikishi change their name
Yes.
once they got into the top division. So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool to see.
That's an interesting PR move, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't want to lose, or I don't know, fans. I'm not losing fans, but like confuse my fans if they
Or
didn't get the
branding.
memo. Yeah.
or certain advertisements or branding.
Yeah, so his name used to be Ama, which means secure horse. And then it changed to Harumafuji, which means sunlight horse Fuji, like Mount Fuji.
Okay.
So it became more grand, I guess.
So that sturdy horse decided one day he was sick and tired of hanging out in that particular area, and he was
In
like,
the
I'm
valley.
gonna climb Mount Fuji into the sunlight.
Well, maybe he's saying that he did climb Mount Fuji into the sunlight, and now he's an Ozeki. Hey, I guess he didn't. It would have been really funny if he had changed his name after becoming Ozeki and then immediately losing his rank.
Well, he became Yokozuna.
Oh,
Right.
well, yeah. That's what happened, but it would have been funny.
But he changed his name and then he gets kicked out.
My name is Morning Mount Fuji, Morning Horse. Is that what was it?
Sunlight horse Mount Fuji.
Okay, sunlight.
That's a very direct translation. I'm sure there's a...
No.
Like,
This is the perfect translation. I will call him Sunlight Horse Mount Fuji for the rest of my life.
Gotta respect their names, right? They tell you that's what their name is, you gotta call them that. Speaking of ring names or shikona, we're going to talk about a rikishi who goes by the name Shohozan, or, very direct translation if you want to know the shikona, since we were just talking about it.
We do. We all desire to know.
It is mythical firebird of Pine Tree Mountain. Anyway, but Shohozan has been a fun player to watch. Like, this hasn't been a super exciting tournament, but Shohozan's had some really exciting matches pretty consistently throughout this tournament. You'll hear the commentators talk about if somebody is a pusher thruster, and that's just kind of a style or technique where they really push and thrust with their hands, and it's an open palm. Right, you can't make like a closed fist strike in sumo. That's against the rules. Yeah, it's been really exciting because he'll do a lot of pushing and thrusting, and the pushing and thrusting happens like in the face area a lot of the time. Like you'll get like an open hand jab to the throat, followed by an open hand jab to the nose, like, and repeat. And this is what Shohozan's been doing. And then he's actually had a few throws, which is always exciting in sumo when someone throws another rikishi.
Well, like you were saying, he's just been a good rikishi to watch this tournament. One of the most memorable ones that during this tournament was, against Enho, where, I don't know, crushed Enho underneath him into a split, which was fun to watch. Probably not fun to experience for Enho.
He wasn't the only rikishi to do the splits this tournament. I can't remember who was the other guy, but I remember Enho got up from that pretty well compared to the other one.
Yeah, Enho's pretty flexible.
Yeah, he's the 98 kilo guy, so he's the small one that everyone loves. Everyone likes to cheer for the underdog.
He's pretty young too. He's what, 22?
Mid-20s, I think.
Mid-20s.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. You got to watch out. He's not necessarily the underdog in the things just because he's so much smaller.
Right.
He's a lot higher ranking than a lot of the other Megashita, or that's the rank and filers we'll call them. The people who don't have.
He's another one to watch.
Yeah. Always look out for Enho. It's always a fun match when he's in it.
Because he's so small, it's so fun to watch because he's very limber and he uses his smaller size to his advantage very expertly, as he slips underneath jabs and thrusts. Or
well, that's how he got into trouble with Shohozan. Is he tried to get that lower center of gravity because he's shorter, and Shohozan just pushed down, and he did the splits.
Like Garrett was saying, he's really good at like dodging, and there was one match within the last couple of days where his opponent, I don't remember who the opponent was, but just took a swing at his face.
Oh yeah.
And he like ducked under it, and that's how he was able to beat his opponent.
Man.
He just like completely dodged that.
That's right.
Smack that was coming for his face.
Well, he was like at the edge of the ring a couple of times during that match, if I remember correctly. Like he got pushed to the back.
He's really good at staying in.
I think that's how he's been so successful, is that I almost wonder if it's a strategy of his to let his opponent get him close-ish to the edge of the ring, and then when his opponent's going for that final thrust, that final lift or whatever to get him over, he just dances out of the way and uses his opponent's momentum against them to just tumble them out of the ring and onto one loving fan's lap.
I'll tell you what, before I actually started watching sumo, my only experience with sumo wrestling was in The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess.
Yes.
When Link got to sumo wrestle some giant rock creatures that are called Gorons. And I used that technique that Enho uses. I lured him to the edge, and then I slipped out of the way, and I pushed him out of the ring. I mean, it just makes sense.
It's tried and true. If it's good enough for Link, it's good enough for me.
For Enho.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, whose Shikona means, what was that? Flame Phoenix? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Redundant, but awesome. Anyway, I think that's all we have time for today. But as always, make sure to check out the tournament before it's over. And, if you want the English commentating, go to NHK World app or the NHK.com. Yeah, no, keep doing the sumo stuff. Domo!